This is the 2KMC, and you know it's time to see what's good in the neighborhood. On Saturday, we're celebrating the 4th of July with 2 events. Start your engines with Formula 2K in the morning, then, in the evening, take on NBA legends and Court Conqueror. The Double Trouble continues Sunday.
The friendship torch in the fourth. And nothing. Well, guys, great vision. David, thank you. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Jackson.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the small forward. And for the Spurs, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge, Lyles out there at DeRozan. Then there's Murray, and it's Forbes in at the 2 spot. Here's Brooks. A rebound by the Spurs. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was played in Memphis.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding differential. They've got to focus and make it a team effort to really pound the glass.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. There's Winslow. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Far toward the end of the season, some players hit a wall, others come alive. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that energizes them. What can a guy do to keep improving till the season's end?
Well, I think it starts first with mindset, Kevin. Staying ready, which means you have to be diligent about staying in shape, getting your extra work in if you're not getting the reps in games. Stay even-keeled emotionally. You can't get too high or too low. Keep that professional perspective. I'm a pro. I'm doing what I've always dreamed of doing. I'm getting paid well to do it, and I'm going to focus on getting better each day.
Excellent perspective. Now here's DeRozan. He's coming off a 13-point game against Dallas.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend it.
That one drops for him.
And for a great shooter, Morant really works for high percentage shots. Loves to take it inside.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on them.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
DeRozan, that's good.
The determination that DeRozan brings to scoring in the painted area, really unmatched. He's not going to mess up too many of those chances.
Now here's Morant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland. To the paint, here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Here's Brooks. Oh, that's blocked.
Murray is tireless on the defensive end. You don't want this guy guarding you because he's so pesky. What a rejection.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Lyles. Derek White comes in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Mills in for Murray. Memphis also making some changes. Kyle Anderson comes in for Winslow. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant.
And you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Brooks misses.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
And it's White missing. Memphis trailing here. It's Jones on the wing. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And here Here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
And DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Mills. DeRozan's got 8 points.
You know, it's really the defining part of DeRozan's game, driving the basketball hard at defenders, and he'll come right at you with athleticism and strength.
Now, here's Valanciunas. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland.
A gigantic game for him at the free throw line. He was an instigator, drawing a ton of contact and really just hunting for the whistle.
Now here's Brooks. Following the missed shot by Tyus Jones. Clock is at 3. Brooks misses. White left side. He got it up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that concludes the first quarter of play. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his...
People shamed him.
You love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes as public figures can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Spurs.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
So on the floor for Memphis, they've got Clark. He's out there with Gorgie Dang. Winslow is out there with Morant. And it's Melton in at the 2 guard. Here's Clark. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's White. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Now here's Walker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Right side, White. Doesn't go that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Here's Walker. Grizzlies making the shot. And stolen by Jang. Winslow kicks to Clark. Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
How about the authority from Morant? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shot at the rim.
Well, as much as Gorgie Jang does on the court, he'll be remembered, Clark, by many for his off-the-court contributions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. Jang has revamped hospitals in his home country of Senegal, as well as sent thousands upon thousands of meals back to his homeland. I mean, you can't say enough about what this man has done for others. And that really is a measure of influence, maturity, and leadership. Great, great impact being made by Jang off the court.
Here's Melton after Rudy Gay's bucket. Stolen by Gay. Clark dishes to Jang, and that one drops. Jang's got 4 this quarter.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Now here's White 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
And don't forget about the 4 blocks. Just a big all-around game, particularly on the defensive side.
Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make. Here's Clark. Light covering. Clark, the pass to Jang. Back to Clark. Now Morant. 6 points for him. And oh boy, a lot of contact. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Players like Aldridge are a little bit of a diminishing breed in the NBA, a master in the low post with all sorts of ways to score in the paint.
Now here's Jones. 9-point game his last outing. To the inside. Jackson kicks it out to Jones. From deep. The Grizzlies with another miss. San Antonio leading. Here's DeRozan. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. DeRozan's got 10 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Valanciunas dishes to Jones. Back to Valanciunas. It's stolen by Lyles. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And on the season, only shooting around 73%, so not necessarily where he'd like to be.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
And Memphis making a change here. Anderson's checked in. That's tipped. And Memphis with another turnover here. San Antonio leading by 6. Murray outside. And there's the call on Jones. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Free throw good, Murray.
How about this little nugget, guys? When Murray earned all defensive second-team honors in his rookie year, he became the youngest player in NBA history to make the all-defense team.
Jackson from long range. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's San Antonio in the driver's seat, up 8 points.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 10 points and 1. And that's a...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got DeRozan. Trey Lyles out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Murray, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. And so it's San Antonio with it. The Grizzlies making the shot.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Winslow against DeRozan. It's Morant in the corner. 5 on the clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Morant's got 10. Clark, what would your dream backcourt look like? If you were going to design one, what would it look like?
Well, they'd have good size and athleticism, somewhere in that 6'3" to 6'6" range, and the ability to make plays for themselves and others, and also be very solid at the defensive end. You know, you think about some guys that would fit that bill. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who really gives it to you in multiple ways as a backcourt player. And I like the scoring of Damian Lillard.
Agreed. Winslow's shot is off.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
And Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
Here's Mills. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Passes it to Aldridge. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
How about that for the old up fake? Aldridge knows exactly how to get a defender off his feet.
And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that. Boy, they need to pick it up here now. I mean, they're 0 of 4 coming out of the break.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Back to Clark. From the arc. Valanciunas tips it, but no good. Spurs leading by 6. Here's Gay. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Gay's got 7.
Yeah, it's important for Gay to be able to finish in traffic. I mean, he's so much better when he shows some physicality and toughness.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Good on the shot. Gay's got the lead up to 10 now for San Antonio.
Good, strong, aggressive finish by Gay there. That'll get a thumbs up from the coach.
Melton passes to Valanciunas. Here's Melton, defended by Pirtle. Melton, no good. And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Some changes here for the Spurs. Derek White comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Walker subbed in for Bellinelli. And Memphis also making a switch. Jones is checked in. Now here's Mills. Makes it off the glass.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. If you put one of these guys on the stripe, boy, you better just chalk up the points. These are the top free throw shooters since the All-Star break. You look at Mills, one of the league's best, 3rd in free throw percentage.
And one look at his numbers since the break, and you can see how comfortable he's been at the foul line.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Pass to Morant. Outside Jackson. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
Outside, Walker. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for the Spurs. Clock at 6. And the layup falls. Murray's got 6 points.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Morant with it. 12 points for him. And Valanciunas now atop the key. Drains the three-pointer.
For 3.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. They've got Jones. Winslow is out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Gorgie Dang. The Grizzlies trail by 10. And here's Morant outside Jackson. Now here's Winslow. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. San Antonio leading by 8. Pass to Wiles. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
The Spurs making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Here's Murray to the wing right side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot's good from Forbes.
As a spot-up shooter, guys, Forbes is right there amongst the best in the league, and his movement is what separates him from many. And he gets those chances, he'll convert.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
And that one's good by Aldridge. And the Spurs lead by 11.
You know, with all his post moves, Aldridge usually is able to trick the defense, but even when he doesn't, he'll still manage to finish through contact. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
DeRozan in the corner. Back to Murray. Now the pass to Aldridge. They get it back.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Morant passes to Jackson. Shoots it. And it's Morant missing. Spurs leading by 8. In the corner, Murray with it. Outside Aldridge. And that'll be 2 for... And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. And it's Anderson in for Winslow. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I caught Taylor Jenkins' message to his team. He told them this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
Okay, David, thanks. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Murray. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
It's really hard to stop Murray there. I mean, with his size, mobility, and speed, sometimes the defense is just forced to make an adjustment.
Mark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Clark kicks to Brooks. Back to Clark. Morant with a wide open look. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Well, this is where we talk about Morant's versatility. He can work off the ball because he's worked so hard on that jumper.
Murray, the pass to Forbes. Here's DeRozan. No good on the triple.
Kevin, you can understand the shot selection. I mean, he wanted to go back at him, and this came up short on the triple.
And the first thing I thought of, confidence from Clark. Knows his team needs a bucket and goes out and gets it.
Now Murray. And Forbes kicks to Murray. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. For Memphis, they've gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the 4th. A tremendous offensive outburst.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
It drops.
His game continuing to evolve, guys, and shots like this prove Murray is the real deal.
Here's Morant. Off target from outside. And it's DeRozan with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dillon Brooks. That's his first foul. San Antonio making a switch here. White's checked in. Memphis also making some changes. Jaren Jackson comes in for Clark. And it's Justin Winslow in for Anderson. DeRozan surveying the D. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Back to Brooks. Beyond the arc. No good that time. And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great, thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
benefits to the state, resulting in puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out west. The season nearly complete. You look at Houston. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far. And, of course, the Grizzlies, a few slots below them.
And, guys, when you look at Memphis, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're disappointed in that. I mean, they were hoping to take that next step.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Chandler out there with Green, and it's House in at the small forward. And yes, it's good. Well, Chris, as we wind toward the end of the regular season, what do you notice as an analyst that you didn't notice when you were playing?
Wow, I think what I didn't notice when I was playing was everything that goes on around the arena. Now I get to the games a couple of hours early. I get to interact with fans. I get to see game productions. The business of basketball, just how much everyone loves the game, from Adam Silver down to someone at the concession stands at the arena, how it really is a community and a family. Because when I was in Sacramento, I'm just playing for Sacramento. I didn't realize how many people in New York and Detroit and other places supported not only us in Sacramento, but their home teams, and just seeing how passionate everyone in the business of basketball, how passionate they are. And that's just something awesome to be a part of.
Al Harden following the miss by Jaren Jackson from deep. And James Harden good for 3. Harden's got 5 now.
The unique lefty stroke of Harden. He's become incredibly consistent from deep.
Here's Jackson. And just miss after miss right now.
They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Having a little trouble finding their legs.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Oh, and when Harden is going strong to the rim, he's looking for the throwdown, ripping the rim down hard on that one.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Valanciunas, good.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Harden the pass to Green. Here's House, and he jams it with authority.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. And the emphasis on mobility, a challenge for lumbering 7-footers like Valanciunas.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the quickest when you're 7 feet tall, Kevin. I mean, in order to earn his keep, he has to be dominant inside. I mean, he has that capability. And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. And Memphis also making a switch. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware. Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Floats one, and it's good on the way in. He's got 8.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor. Just in total control so far.
And once he got to the 10, I think he...
Oh, that was something else.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Winslow against Gordon. Pulls up from the corner, and it's Houston with another.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers. Important. A nice shot by Anderson.
But well, this is why Morant's teammates love to play alongside of him. I mean, exceptional vision, and he's incredibly unselfish.
Outside Gordon. Pass to Chandler. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. And it's Westbrook missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Westbrook and finished off by Morant.
Well, you see the burst. Morant, very hard to catch once he gains a step.
Inside. And it's Green, missing.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
Valanciunas, and he uses the glass on the layup. Valanciunas has got his second bucket of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low. And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
And the three ball is good. Valanciunas has got 9.
Oh, the timing, the confidence. When Valanciunas takes and makes these shots.
A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Houston on top, up by 2. And we'll be back with you right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what do you think?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, we've got Allen. Kyle Anderson is out there with Clark. Then it's Jones.
Well, the Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
Oh, yeah, every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching a team experiment with what makes an NBA offense.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open three like that.
Here's Clark, and Clark slams it in.
Looking nimble on the drive there. Once Clark sees an opening in the defense, he's looking to exploit.
Here's Gordon. Lays it up off the glass. Gordon's got 9.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
Defended by Gordon. Lays it up and banks it in.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Down low. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Jackson.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Daniel House is checked in for the Rockets. Chang, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. DeAnthony Melton comes in for Allen. And it's good, 2 points. And the Rockets lead by 6. Chris, with every team looking to maximize floor space, which big men are the deadliest from outside? Have a shot that you've got to respect.
Oh, well, I think you got to go with a few. Just rapid fire. You got to go with that man, Mr. Towns, out there in Minnesota. How about Blake Griffin, what he did for the Pistons, just shooting, knocking those threes down. Now, I got to give my man Big Lopez a shout-out. He shoots it deep from Curryland out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. So much fun watching these guys. And don't forget about Big Marc Gasol. He'll let it fly from deep as well.
He will, and they're all effective.
Oh, very effective.
Out to the right wing. Clark for 3. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Clark's got 5 points in the quarter.
And this is what the coaching staff loves when they watch Clark, wanting to improve his shooting off the catch.
Here's Rivers. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about the great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Covington passes to Kira. 1:22 left here in the second.
And a moment now to see the stats for Anderson. Breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's averaging about 7 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Robert Covington. James Harden comes in for McLemore, and it's Russell Westbrook in for Rivers. And the shot goes in. 8 points for Ja Morant.
Much more than just a perimeter threat. Morant loves to sneak inside and do damage.
Harden, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut back down to 2 at those points from Morant.
Yeah, wiry, strong, and courageous. Morant's willing to slam it up in there if you give him a lane.
Here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points.
On the wing, Winslow. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Here's Harden, and the rejection by Jackson. Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Man, I love watching this kid play. Morant, he's just electric at the offensive end. He's having a night.
It's Westbrook with the drive, uses the glass to finish the layup. Westbrook's got 10. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Count the basket. Morant's got the lead, back up to 1 now for the Grizzlies.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off. And the D is struggling to keep up. And he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just 1 triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
Winslow kicks to Jackson. Back to Winslow. Jackson has the open, and it's wow, he nails the... Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good moments from both teams, but
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Chandler out there with Green, and it's House in at the 3. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Bangs home the trifecta. Winslow's got the lead up to 6 now for the Grizzlies.
Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Here's Morant. Chandler with the block.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots. And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Yeah, Kevin, the front office shake-up this summer for the Grizzlies. Now, the new leadership wants to take more of a long-term, proactive approach to things.
And many fans in Memphis had hoped for a change. But, Chris, they still had some question marks with this new leadership.
Yeah, Kevin, that's because they're relatively young and unproven. Former lawyers rather than basketball minds. But we're seeing that league-wide, teams are going with former agents and lawyers in their front office.
Here's Morant.
Got to admire the speed of Harden. I mean, he looks locked in on defense, especially with how he can test these shots. It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
Chandler finds Harden. Shoots from the corner, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Harden's got 15 points.
Rock solid start for him. I mean, they're 3 for 3 since coming out of the locker room.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Robert Covington's checked in for Green. Ben McLemore comes in for Danuel House. Gordon's checked in for James Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook.
Oh, their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Covington with the bucket.
They've been very sharp to start the half. A perfect 4-for-4 from the field.
Jones, no one around him. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Jones looking for an opening. Chandler with the block. Clark for 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
Pass to Rivers. Shot from free throw range, and it's Houston with another.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range. And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looked like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
But they'll get another chance. Out to Chandler. Gordon, the pass to McLemore. Back to Gordon. 4 on the clock. For 3. The offensive rebound.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Memphis trailing here. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Back to Jones. Pass to Clark. This one for 3. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 5 rebounds tonight. And with Rivers, he's never given up on himself and continued to add to his game. Even, Greg, as he's gone from team to team.
You know, he's shown that he can function as either the point or off guard and still give great production from either spot. And as he grows older, you could see him being a top-level 6th man for the rest of his career.
No good on that one.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Houston now is championship or bust. We've seen it. I mean, they've dished out huge contracts going full win mode now. I mean, they're putting it all on the line with this team.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. Damari Carroll comes in for Robert Covington. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Gorgie Dames checked in for Jackson. Anderson comes in for Tyus Jones. And Allen subbed in for Brooks. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during the season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Drills it from outside.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Now here's Rivers. He's tightly guarded. And here's Tucker. Back to Rivers. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And the game still closely contested. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Kyle Anderson is out there with Winslow, and it's Valanciunas in at center. Now here's Morant. And there's the pass to Allen. Now here's Morant, defended by Gordon. Green with the block. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. A shot by Harden, wide open. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. 20 points for James Harden.
Ferocious player on the offense, and Harden is fantastic at staying aggressive, actively looking for a shot.
Feeds it to Anderson, stolen by Gordon. Houston making a switch. Chandler's checked in. The Grizzlies also making a change. Jackson's checked in. Outside Westbrook. Back to Harden. Puts it up from 15. And that one hits back iron. The Grizzlies trail by 6. There's Winslow. The rebound by Jeff Green. Green's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Winslow, and he can't stop the run as he misses. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. A 3-ball, and Harden with the basket on the assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Morant, and he gets it to go.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Rockets leading by 9. Westbrook kicks to House. Pass to Chandler. Harden outside. Here's Westbrook. Green passes to Westbrook. Just 5 to shoot. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist in this one. And we've seen stars, Chris, get suspended in the playoffs for having 7 technical fouls. Should we modify that rule at all, do you think?
I think it can be tweaked if everyone agrees on it. But for me personally, I don't think that we've had enough superstar players get suspended with that rule to say let's change the number. We definitely want superstar players to play in the playoffs, to play for their fans. But we also want to keep the integrity of the game. And if technicals means I get to yell at the referee more, well, then maybe I just have to have more discipline on my end and say, wait a minute, I can't do this because it's going to hurt the team. So I'm not sure about that yet.
Makes it off the glass. Green's got the lead up to 13 now for the Rockets.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Oh, he's been as dependable as he always is. He can't do it all by himself, though.
Harden kicks to House. Outside Westbrook. Fires it up. And that one's good. House. And the Rockets lead by 13.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine. He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
And Memphis making a change here. Brooks checked in. Knocked loose. Jackson passes to Brooks. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight. Rockets leading by 6. Now Harden. 6 to shoot. And Harden with the stop.
And when Harden sees a clear lane to the hoop, just move out the way. He jumps on it, so relentless in how he exploits open space.
Here's Morant. Offline with his 3. Here is House, guarded by Jackson. House, the pass to Westbrook. He kicks to House. 3-pointer. And Valanciunas pulls it down.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
Well, this one is winding down now. Houston can watch the clock run out. Hands it from downtown. And it's an 11-point Rocket lead.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
So we see Houston taking the W here, even early on. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks.
puck pickups. Upper and lower body body fluid and goaltend. Puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltend.
I've been a huge Nate Robinson fan since he's been starting with New York Knicks and of course the Chicago Bulls. So if I get a chance to go up against him in LD, I think that'd be awesome because I got Chris Webber on my team.
Seb's the man, so I think Seb's gonna handle my man Nate. I would just say, don't let Nate get in your head with any talk.
All right, game 2. We are ready.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's Nate versus Sub.
It's go time for the Pelicans here at home. Well, they are fun to watch, that's for sure, Dave. Thank you. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Take a look at the Grizzlies. They're holding the edge for the last playoff seed. I am sure they'd feel better if they could jump up a couple rankings. And checking out New Orleans, they're at the 10th position.
And for the Grizzlies, they had much bigger things in mind when the season started. They didn't think of themselves as a middle-of-the-road club, but right now, that's where they are.
I thought this might happen. Confidence can take you a long way, but you also have to have the talent to back it up.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3 slot. And for the Pelicans, Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. And it's Favors in at the 5 down low. Here's Holiday following the basket by John Morant. And Holiday, here we go. Favors with a wide open look. Those 3-pointers off the mark. And here are the Grizzlies now. Their last meeting was in New Orleans, where they were unable to fight off the Pelicans.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
A really embarrassing loss indeed, and one that they will hopefully learn from. Got to keep your hands to yourself sometimes, or it could cost you the game. What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
And Valanciunas kicks to Morant. Back to Valanciunas from outside the arc. The shot missing. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento. Steve, we know it's a long season for the players, but talk about the coaches.
Kevin, you've seen it. Those coaches that are on a hot seat, they have those bags under their eyes, no sleep. Those coaches that have a long contract and they're winning, they're pretty good. And I think the coaches that sleep well is the coaches that have teams that they know that kind of run themselves.
Here's Ball following the score by Memphis. Now Winslow. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
He was able to simply lay it in over the top of the smaller man.
To the paint, here's Williamson, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Winslow, the pass to Brooks. Back to Winslow. Fires the 3, and Brooks gets it on the assist by Winslow.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Ingram wide open, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
So both teams changing it up here. It's intercepted. It's tipped. Jackson's checked in for New Orleans. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Clark comes in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's DeAnthony Melton in for Jaren Jackson. Redick inside the line. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Melton passes to Anderson, and it's good for 2.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Jackson down low, working on Jones. Jackson misses.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep. The Pelicans tried to build a contender around Anthony Davis. They're hoping this go around with Zion Williamson, they'll be able to create a more complete team.
Jones kicks to Clark. Lock at 6. Hayes with the steal. Here's Hart. Really had troubles in the loss to Sacramento. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And Steve, with the Anthony Davis trade completed, a new look for the Pelicans.
Yes, plan A, Kevin, was to make it work with Anthony Davis. Instead, they have acquired a lot of young talent, a ton of it. In time, they'll become a team, in my opinion, to be reckoned with.
Pelicans trail by 4. Oh, and there's the alley-oop, and Hayes throws it down.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Now here's Jones. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Redick with it. Outside Jackson. Takes a 3. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And that one's good by Clark.
This is the mindset Clark has. He's opportunistic and really has an awareness of when to attack in transition.
And here's Redick. The shot from the low post is good. Redick's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Well, it's been up. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Clark is out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Gorgie Dan. Then it's Jones. And it's Melton in at the shooting guard. Now here's Jackson. Pass to Hart. Jackson against Jones. Jackson passes to Melly. Jacks up a 3. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Hart.
Where was the D there? No one was covering the open man.
And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays. Hits perimeter shots. And the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid. And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for J.J. Redick. 4th and 3-point field goal percentage. And, of course, he's in the top 5 in free throw percentage. It can go overlooked, but sure makes a difference.
And, yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent 3-ball shooter.
And it's Williamson missing.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Kicks it out to Jones. Clark, the pass to Jones. Anderson with the ball. On its way from Clark for 2. Rebound by Drew Holiday.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
Fires from the wing. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Williamson.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates. Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Zion Williamson on top.
And his confidence is going to keep growing if he continues shooting like he has over the past month.
Derek Favors checked in for Jahlil Okafor. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And the shot goes in. 8 points for John Morant.
A nice finish there. Morant taking advantage of the defense. Someone actively looking to score whenever he can. Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double-checking, and the game continues on.
Look at the big man Valanciunas showing off the playmaking skills.
Pelicans trail by 8. Outside Holiday. Releases from 15, and he knocks down the jumper. Holiday's got his first 2 points. For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Morant with it. Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
And Holiday kicks the ball. Now here's Williamson. 23 points for him the last game against the Kings in Sacramento. Ball no good.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And it's Brooks in the corner and stolen by Williamson. Out left to the wing. Ball with a wide open look. And another 3 for New Orleans.
The underrated vision of Holiday. I like it when he's distributing, and I think his coach does as well.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And this Memphis team stakes its identity on defense.
Last season, top 3 in block percentage. They make their stand at the defensive end. After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Outside Jackson. Over Morant. With the putback. Great positioning on the putback. Hart's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Morant. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And as good as Morant's been, there's still plenty of upside. One of the younger players to enter the draft in 2019. As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
That one goes in.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Pass to Valanciunas. Here's Morant. True on the 14-footer. Morant's got 18 points.
Well, this is where we talk about Morant's versatility. He can work off the ball because he's worked.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back for the Grizzlies. The first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that'll...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade. for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the center, locking down the middle.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
And steady improvements, Smitty, for Lithuanian big man Jonas Valanciunas. You look at his per-minute numbers, pretty impressive.
They are. He'll give you 20 and 10 with 30 minutes a night. But in today's game, it's so perimeter-oriented. Will he get that opportunity?
And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul. Memphis on defense. Here's Williamson. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Ingram. Favors. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Outside Holiday. Left side Favors. The 3. Valanciunas grabs the board. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Jackson from long range. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Favors got 6 rebounds here tonight. Passes it to Williamson. New Orleans moving the ball around. And that one's good by Favors.
You have to respect Favors. His jumper is lights out.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. The putback. Pelicans with the rebound. And now the Pelicans on the break. Ingram's running. Lays it up off the glass. And now it's only a 5-point Grizzly lead.
How ridiculous is Ingram? Just toying with the defense's emotions with that ball handle.
Here's Morant. Another shot. No good from Valanciunas. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Now, here's Ball. Not a lot of room. The pass to Williamson. And the layup's good off the glass. Williamson's got 8. Well, Steve, it doesn't matter how they do it, but there are some players, as you know, that can get into another player's head. I guess like a Dennis Rodman, but there are a lot of them now that play and use that tactic.
Yeah, Draymond Green, Kevin, Patrick Beverly, Chris Paul, I think is one of those guys. P.J. Tucker, he doesn't really talk, but he has a lot of antics. There's a lot of guys that like to get in your head. Also, Joel Embiid is one. He does it extremely well.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in a fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Okafor dishes to Hayes. Back to Okafor. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Grizzlies coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
And the basket by Jones.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Here's Jackson. And no good that time. Now Memphis takes it the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3.
And you see Anderson each year becoming a little more consistent from distance.
Outside Jackson. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Hayes the pass to Holiday. And he uses the glass on the layup. Holiday's got the game tied up here for New Orleans.
And that's the pressure Holiday puts on your defense. Sees the opportunity, gets his shot inside.
Jones for 3. It's a tie game in New Orleans. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. So on the floor for Memphis, they've got Jonas Valanciunas. Clark is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Melton in at the point guard position. Clock at 4. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And for Memphis, they're shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Clark lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Clark's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Memphis. So it's both teams making substitutions here. On defense, the Grizzlies, a 2-point game. Pass to Melly, uncovered. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 4 assists now tonight. Left side, Jones. Pass to Clark, fires from deep. The shot that time, not on target. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Stolen by Anderson. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Valanciunas. Lets the 3 fly. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
Holiday, the pass to Melly. The kick out to Holiday. Here's Hart, defended by Anderson. 5 to shoot, and he gets it to go as they call. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Stolen by Winslow. And here we go, the Grizzlies on a fast break. Here's Morant. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Ingram passes the ball. Offensive rebound. Outside, Redick. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Whenever they need a crucial bucket, they turn to JJ. He has been in these situations many times before.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Ball. And that one's good. Morant.
A true leader. You can tell Morant takes pride in stepping up when it matters most.
To the middle. Here's Williamson. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And you want Ingram to take over in these situations, and he does just that when his name is called.
To the paint. From deep, Brooks. And the three ball is good. And the Grizzlies lead by 2. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Here's Ball. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Back to Valanciunas. Brooks outside. To Valanciunas. Outside for Jackson. Memphis moving it around. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments. As cool as they come.
Drew Holiday. He's checked in for J.J. Redick. The Grizzlies also making a change. Zhang's check in. And it's Morant missing. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
29 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
You have to admire how calm he is under pressure at the free throw line in a key situation.
Guys, it's come down here to a very important possession.
No room for error.
And Holiday kicks the ball. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Holiday finds Ingram. 3-pointer. Count it! And oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer.
Incredible. Holiday, a determined player, a competitive player, takes over when it counts.
Ooh, off-line. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. It's the NBA on 2K. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jaren Jackson is out there with Clark, and it's Winslow in at the small forward.
And the expectations for Williamson are sky high. A superb athlete whose skill set and drive to be great is off the charts.
Stolen by Ball. A finish, and Ball slams it in.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And going up strong inside demonstrates confidence. Morant not afraid to get physical. And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
Holiday looking for an opening. Inside. Favors passes the ball. Here's Holiday. And the rejection by Jackson. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. It's Morant in the corner. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Ball's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brooks against Holiday. Ingram outside. The pass to Williamson. Shot clock at 6. Over Valanciunas. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Brooks. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Brooks has got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Holiday left side. Williamson. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 16 points for Zion Williamson. Overtime in full swing here at 2 minutes off the clock. Here's Morant. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for New Orleans. The lead is 2. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Can't be this assertive with Williamson. He's already a pro at drawing you in and getting the call.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
Ingram with the steal. And here comes the break. Here's Williamson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Look at this young man come through in the clutch. Zion appearing more than ready to deliver.
Jones checked in for Memphis. Memphis with the ball.
This has reached desperation time for him.
For them to have a chance, everything has to go right on both ends from this point on.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Ingram against Winslow. Launches it. And it's Ingram missing. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. They trail by 7. Jones from outside. And another miss by Memphis.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. He drops the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8.
And guys, really no ceiling on Ingram. This is a guy who has the potential to be a truly great player before it's all done. And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
So we see the Pelicans get the win here. And thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
Sub.
Sub, let's go, Sub. Like, Sub, like, Sub.
Let's do it.
Hey, Nate, I'm going to let you know. Sub is one of the nicest on the game. Come with.
Hey, that's cool, bro. That's cool. I want to play. I want to play the best. You know how I roll, bro. Hey, Sub, don't make me talk crazy and don't let me win, bro. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
A terrific look at the sit. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Jackson.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustment.
And the starting group for the Spurs, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge, Lyles out there at DeRozan. Then there's DeJounte Murray, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. And for Memphis, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the 3 slot. Count it.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
Now here's Morant, following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge from the baseline. Good on the bucket.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude, like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball was right there.
Now here's Murray. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And they're moving it up. Here's DeRozan. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
You know, you push it after a steal, there's almost no chance the defense can get back and recover.
Now, here's Valanciunas. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge. Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Brooks misses. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Pass to Aldridge. Outside DeRozan. Banked in off the glass.
Man, DeRozan, such a dangerous scorer in there. The defense has to push him out of there.
And here's Morant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Forbes kicks to Murray. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Here's Morant. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And DeRozan sends it back.
Anytime DeRozan can come up for the block, gets the whole team energized.
And that one is good. DeRozan's got 6. For Memphis, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Here's Morant. And he banks in the layup.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, It is something to behold.
Outside DeRozan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant, Clark, and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in DeMarcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Offensive rebound. Passes it to Melton. A three-pointer off the mark. San Antonio trailing here. On the wing, DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
You know, it's really the defining part of DeRozan's game, driving the basketball hard at defenders, and he'll come right at you with athleticism and strength.
Jones drives in. Knocks it loose. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 1. And we've got more NBA. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Memphis.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Rudy Gay, Mills out there with White. Then there's Pirtle, and it's Bellinelli in at the 3.
Good rhythm in the catch-and-shoot game. Defensively, you prefer to force James into at least 1 dribble. Not quite as effective if he has to put it on the ground.
Here's White. Sinks the triple. White's got the lead up to 3 now for San Antonio.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for Patty Mills.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummers. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
Walker against Jones. Scooped up. Pirtle kicks to Walker. Gay trying to break free. And it's Walker that time on the assist from Pirtle. Walker's got his first points of the game. The Grizzlies trail by 5. You were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strength of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
And the pass to Melton. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Melton's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Walker taking his time here. Rudy Gay on the wing. It's rebounded by Memphis. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Outside, Jones. Walker with the rebound.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Can't connect from short range. Pass to Jang. Back to Jones. set it up with the fake, but it's offline.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Here's Pirtle. Pass to Bellinelli. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to White. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Trey Lyles comes in for Rudy Gay. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Bellinelli. 1:16 left in the first half. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
Brooks finds Valanciunas. No good on the three.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Derek White. 40 seconds left in the first half of basketball. To the right side. And again, Memphis no good.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
And finished off by DeRozan.
Tell you what, I don't know of anybody more aggressive at attacking the basket than DeRozan. A lot of his points come off the drive.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That is his first foul of the game. And Memphis making a change here. Winslow's checked in. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. In transition, here come the Spurs. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Aldridge keeps his head up and his options open. He's a team-oriented guy with a good basketball IQ. Excellent pass.
On the wing, Jackson from downtown. And so it's San Antonio. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And it's been there.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds. Bad.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. They get it back. Valanciunas passes to Morant. On the wing, Jackson. Memphis moving it around. 4 on the shot clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here.
And I like how Morant threaded the needle there. Just an excellent pass off that pick.
Now Murray. Now the pass to Forbes. A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that could lend itself to coaching.
That's an excellent starting list. Aldridge against Valanciunas. Pass to DeRozan. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Brooks with no one around. Sinks the three-pointer. Brooks has got 5 now.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Murray right side. Dishes it to Aldridge. Pass to Forbes. Passes to Lyles. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Memphis. Valanciunas has got his 6th rebound on the night. Back to Brooks. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Brooks has got 5 points in the quarter.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Murray. An easy 2 points on the layup. Murray's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to 5 on the bucket from Jackson. Murray finds DeRozan. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one's on Morant.
DeRozan is deceptive in his height and quickness, so I think it makes him hard to guard, especially from this area.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Trey Lyles. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Mills in for Murray. Back to Clark. The pass to Melton. He kicks it to Clark. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Jang, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And San Antonio with the change here too. Walker's checked in. 1:19 left in the 3rd. Mills looking it over. Pass to Gay. It's rebounded by Memphis. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Walker dishes to Gay. Pirtle. It's good on the putback. And the Spurs lead by 7.
And Pirtle has stick-to-itiveness on the offensive glass. He just throws himself in the mix to come up with those boards.
Clark for 3. No good on that one. And the Spurs going the other way now.
Pick up the pace. Get the 2-for-1 here.
That's the way to go. Be quick about it.
Shots good by Mills.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Jones, the pass to Jang. He gets that one.
If you're guarding Jang, you know he doesn't mind being challenged. I mean, he's able to convert through physical play. As a matter of fact, the rougher it is, I think the more he likes it.
And it's Walker penetrating. And contact on the shot, so he'll... And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And so Walker nails both of them. 9 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Outside, Jones. And another basket for Memphis. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter, White is out there with Mills. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then there's Pirtle. And it's Walker in at the small forward.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Mills passes to White. Lets a floater go. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And White kicks to Mills. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Now here's Winslow. Defense right on him. Lays it up and banks it in.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
White looking around. The Grizzlies pull it in. So the wing on the left, down low, and that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Purple. Trey Lyles comes in for Lonnie Walker. And Murray's subbed in for Patty Mills. And so it's San Antonio with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Murray outside. Gay outside. Back to Murray for the three. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Well, I tell you what, that's a sight for sore eyes to see Murray connecting from distance, because when he's doing that, it really opens.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Pass to Valanciunas. It's Brooks on the wing. Takes the three. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Murray surveying the D. On the wing, DeRozan, guarded by Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. Poked away. Lyles passes to Murray. Shot clock at 5. Yep, that one goes. And it's a 9-point Spurs lead.
Well, you look at Murray's development of his inside game. Boy, a nice finish that time. The better he is there, I think the better he'll be overall.
It's hauled in by Lyles. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. .105 left to play here in the fourth. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And it's Morant at the elbow. There's Jackson with the three. Nailed from three-point land.
It's important that you have big men who can shoot in this day and age, and this guy can really stretch the floor.
Now here's Murray. There's 37 seconds left in the game. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
The clock now can just run out for the Spurs. Murray with it. And so it's the Spurs with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
RPM tech benefits to the stick, resulting in puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
that's off the
That's why every beat I'm on is water and I Michael Phelps. Don't lie, partner, get your bet up, but that don't equal well. But you can't help out your partners unless you done help yourself. So I need more than kudos and a high five. Cause I went from sidelines to the limelight and I shine bright, ice cold bar.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparation. As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. Take a look at the Rockets. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, Memphis. They find themselves in the 8th spot.
And seeing where the Rockets are, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Yeah, they'll be there in the playoffs. I'm sure of that. It's just a matter of how high they'll be seeded.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Chandler out there with Green, and it's House in at the small forward. And for the Grizzlies, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3.
And most fans think of the Rockets.
Oh, look at him fly!
Get out the way! I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
And finished off by Morant.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And, guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Here's Morant. The Rockets making the shot. Shoots from the baseline. That shot, no good.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Stolen by Winslow. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Oh, he better be aware of Valanciunas. He has a knack for getting to the right place in the open floor.
Westbrook surveying the D. Here's House. Back to Westbrook. Passes it to Green. Feeds it to Harden. 5 on the clock. And so Houston again turning it over. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Here's Morant. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Morant's got 6. For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to the Lakers in Los Angeles. The shot's good from Westbrook.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
The Grizzlies have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Lachey. It's rebounded by Memphis.
Well, they weren't going to stay perfect forever, but still shooting 80% from the floor to start the game.
And the shot is good. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Kicks to House. There's the talk about lowering the minimum draft age from 19 back to 18. And of course, how much of a difference does that 1 year make in a player's maturity?
It makes so much difference. I mean, you're young, you're coming into a league, you're playing against grown men. Just physically, your body hasn't been able to catch up. How do you handle the travel, being away from your family? Many times this guy's first time being away from their families that long. So it is a maturity process, but at the same time, there's only such a few. And if you're one of the few that have the skill set and you're ready to come to this level, we should welcome you with open arms.
And that one's good. Morant.
He's not easing his way into this game. He's coming out hot. 4 for 5 right out the gate.
Here's Westbrook, and Houston again with the bucket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
They get it again. Valanciunas. Jackson passes to Valanciunas. Here's Morant. Chandler with the rebound.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. That'll get the whole team pumped up.
Harden, no good. The Grizzlies have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. And it's Morant missing. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. The Rockets also changing it up. McLemore has come in for Daniel House. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Westbrook dishes to McLemore. Back to Westbrook. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Houston. Robert Covington comes in for Jeff Green. And Jang gets it to go.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
It's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Rivers, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Rivers. The Rockets again can't hit. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. Jones against Rivers. Jones drives in. Makes it off the glass.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mind.
Oh, big time shot. He just beat the... Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Houston Rockets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to...
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around him.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Well, I love the ball movement so far, G.A. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
Gorgie Dang is out there with Clark. Then it's Jones. Then there's Allen. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
And this is Rivers' role, to be assertive on offense and to look to score when he can.
Jones drives in, and it's blocked.
Grizzlies foul ball. Clark. That's his first personal foul.
And the Grizzlies, they come in off the loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Left side, Covington. Outside, Gordon. Back to Covington.
And thought that pass was going to get through, but no. All of a sudden, he was going the other way with the basketball.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Gordon against Allen. Gordon, the pass to Covington. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And it's clear Covington isn't bashful. He welcomes any opportunity he gets to score inside.
And Memphis, a small town, not a free agent destination, but the connection between these fans and their team really stands out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, I love Memphis. Shout out to Bill Street. Oh, man, they got some great food there, G.A. I'll take it to one of my spots next time we're up there. But Memphis is known for its food and music. I mean, the MGs, as some call the Grizzlies, a treasured part of the scene.
He kicks it to Rivers. And Houston again with the bucket.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Guarded by McLemore. Clark for three. Rockets with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And it's Gordon missing. And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Trailing here by 8. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him.
Looking nimble on the drive there. Once Clark sees an opening in the defense, he's looking to exploit.
Gordon finds Carroll. That shot off the mark. Now Memphis takes it the other way. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
They looked overmatched, GA. I thought they lacked aggressiveness and heart out there.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
It's Allen on the wing. Defended by Covington. And Zhang kicks to Allen. Over McLemore. That's good from Allen on the assist by Zhang. Allen's got his first points in this one.
I mean, he's out there on an island all by himself. I mean, good job to stay cool and drink.
There's the pass to Rivers. Right wing. Here's McLemore. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, he's a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing the title to cement his legacy.
But they recover it. And that one's good by Clark.
And all of his athleticism on display there. Clark's work ethic makes him lethal on that offensive backboard.
And it's in there. Covington's got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And if they're thinking they can get a 2-for-1 here.
You just have to manage the clock correctly. Sometimes it's easier said than done if you also want to get a good look.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
And it's blocked. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Jones. The layup off target.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Rockets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And when he's healthy, Gordon is extremely effective, an incredible scorer who fills up the stat sheet.
Gordon hits both of them. The Grizzlies trail by 8.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws here tonight.
What really separates Morant? The intangibles. He has a great camaraderie with his teammates already.
Here's Harden on the wing. The shot from 20 feet away. And that one goes long. And so it's the Houston Rockets. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us. You get it. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 8 points and 1 rebound. Kenny, what'd you... And that'll...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what you're seeing from Ja Morant.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Green is out there with Chandler, and it's House in at the 3 spot. Just when it comes to offensive rebounding, who does the best job of creating second chance opportunities now?
Oh, it's 2 names. Andre Drummond, Steven Adams. And the toughest part about it is, as a defender, you don't only have to worry about guarding your man, going over and helping, but then you have to worry about guys that are just hanging out in the rebound painted area, just waiting for their turn. And so it takes the wind out of you, it tires you out, but also your mental focus that game is all over the place because no matter what you're doing, you always have to come back to the thought, oh no, now box out because this guy's a beast on the field.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. He gets it in there. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
Yeah, looks like he's in real pain. Definitely a concern right now.
Oh, that's a tough blow for him. Really the whole team, though. I mean, puts a lot of pressure on the next man up.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for the Rockets. There's Winslow. They get the rebound.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And Harden on the follow. And now a 12-point Rocket lead.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
The dish to House. Back to Harden. Rebounded by Jackson. For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Morant pitched to Valanciunas. Brooks with no one around. The Grizzlies with another miss. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 10-2 run here. Harden, that's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Here's Morant. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just one in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Harden's shot is off.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Chandler. Chandler's got his 3rd assist on the night. Shot from the wing, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Morant's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, Morant just shows you a little of everything. I mean, that time he stops on a dime, pops it in. Nothing you can do to defend that.
And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. McLemore is checked in. Here's Morant. Trying to get open is Jang. No good on the shot.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Oh, you can't forget about the speed of McLemore. Uses it so well on his drives to the hoop.
Three-pointer. James Harden with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Damari Carroll's checked in for the Rockets. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 17-6 run. On the wing, Gordon. Harden inside the three-point line. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
52 seconds left to play in the third. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Jackson.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Grayson Allen's checked in for the Grizzlies. And here's Harden for 3, and it's good. He's made 2 for every one he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
Well, Harden has no fear of pulling up from distance. I mean, he has the range and the game. Just a remarkable shooter from deep.
The Grizzlies shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Morant. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Damari Carroll. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Rockets leading by 17. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Had the space there, but it's offline. Morant with it. He's against Gordon. And that one's good. Morant's got 11 in the second half. And here's Harden for 3. And Winslow pulls it down. Memphis has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got 4 rebounds now tonight. From deep, McLemore. No good there. Excellent D there from Allen. Clark, the pass to Morant. And the wing jumper offline. And so it's Houston riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll return shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Okay, time now for an injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Russell Westbrook. What's the news, David?
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for the Rockets. He told me it's a sprained elbow. Now, they put some ice on it, and they're hoping that he doesn't have any inflammation. And, of course, that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Kevin?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
Yeah, but fortunately we know he's in good hands, and we hope to see him back on the court soon.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Clark is out there with Winslow, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Jang. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Daniel House is checked in for Gordon. Valanciunas controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, he's a sensational offensive rebound. Valanciunas, he just has the nose for where to be when shots go up.
Back to Rivers. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Brooks. Count it, good.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
And here's Rivers. And Tucker kicks to House. The high post shot. The Rockets with a new 14.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Now Morant. Pass to Clark. The three-pointer, no good.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good defender making a great play, and he does it without foul.
Jackson, he's checked in for Clark. House, the pass to Rivers. Fires the three. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And finished off by Morant.
Man, he takes off like a rocket. I mean, there's a suddenness to Morant's game that most athletes don't have.
Chris, more and more, we're seeing star players give their sneakers to fans at the end of games. Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah, man. Especially when I was with Dada, I would give a pair of shoes away after every game.
Oh, great.
Really love doing it on the road. At home, it's really cool. But on the road, it's great because that's where you know that fan braved all those other fans and the elements to wear your jersey and to be the only one there. So you look for that kid. I used to look for the kid with the number 4 Weber jersey and be like, hey, kid, I know what you went through the weather tonight. You make sure you go home with these bragging rights. Tell them these are fresh from the game when we beat your team, baby.
Yeah, that's a neat way to connect.
Yeah.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Here's Morant. And it's off from three-point range. Rockets leading by 17. From deep three-point range, the long-distance three is buried. 26 points for James Harden.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work. Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
And another three for Houston.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
To him, Greg, the basket looks as big as the ocean right now. I mean, that's how easy he's making it look.
Here's Morant. That shot off, so Houston will take it the other way. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jackson. Jackson comes in for Justice Winslow. DeAnthony Melton, he's checked in for Brooks. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant.
And sometimes I feel like people don't truly appreciate the greatness of what James Harden does. He's one of the toughest guys to check on the fast break. He has one of the best Euro steps in the game, the best footwork in the game. He'll hit you in the head for deep. You can't check him without fouling him. The precision of his movements, the ease in which he scores. Come on, man.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Rockets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for James Harden.
I mean, he had a plan for how to attack the D. He executed and never let up. Relentless offensive basketball.
Valanciunas finds Anderson. Melton passes to Morant. Clock at 6. Valanciunas trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Morant's got 32 points.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they wanted.
From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range.
I tell you what, when Morant hits this shot with consistency, it sets up everything else you want to run.
Back to Harden. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's foul number 2 for him.
Third team foul. Substitution for the Rockets.
Here's Morant, and he uses the glass on the layup. Morant's got 37.
Well, when you have a guy like Morant, an elite ball handler who can hit from anywhere, there's no real limit to the points he can score.
The assist from Kyle Anderson.
Now here's McLemore outside. It's off. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. Puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
Oh yeah, give it to AD Bates. Oh, mama, go tennis. Mama,
Goodness.
mama. It's the showtime. Top step. Lock. Oh, throw the love.
Get out of here.
That's my fault. Hustle. Come on, hustle. Block. Woo!
The scene is being... Hello, basketball fans. You've got... Well, what a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Well, look at Memphis. They're good enough for 8th place in the conference right now, looking to hold on to that. And, of course, there's the Pelicans, 2 spots down.
And I think for New Orleans, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, Greg, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of them? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ball in at point. And for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the small forward position. Here's Morant. After Drew Holiday's score, Valanciunas passes to Jackson. Valanciunas against Favors. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Ball. And now the Pelicans on the break. Holiday dishes to Favors. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast through the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about the time going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Now the pass to Winslow. Looking for Ingram. He gets it in there. And they're on the break. No good that time. Nice D from Brooks.
After nailing the first 4 shots of the game, some relief for the defense. They finally missed one.
Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Morant.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Jones. Misses off the left iron.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And Holiday throws it down.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Here's Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Here's Jackson. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Jackson finds Redick. Back to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Brooks. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here's Jackson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. There's Winslow. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Winslow's got his second basket of the night. Hart kicks to Redick. Back to Hart. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Memphis with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Winslow's shot is off. New Orleans in the lead. Fades. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Okafor is checked in for the Pelicans. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
Good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Outside for Redick. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Memphis. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. The shot by Redick, no good. From deep three-point range, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
They've got Kyle Anderson. Clark is out there with Gorgie Dang. Then it's Jones. And it's Allen in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. And that'll be, and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The shot by Redick, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Williamson is checked in for the Pelicans. Lonzo Ball comes in for Frank Jackson. And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
Here's Hart. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Hart's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, Redick more than happy to get off the ball that time and spot the open man.
Got that one up quick. Jones has got the lead up to 3 now for the Grizzlies.
He's going to punish you, Kevin, if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Here's Hart, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And it's Memphis on the break. Jones the pass to Clark. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Throws down the breakaway jam.
I really like the activity level from Ball. Excels at reading his man and jumping all over him, and great at coming up with those steals.
Pass to Hart. And here is Ball. Back to Hart. Here's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Ball against Jones. Pass to Chang. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. Clark. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And all of his athleticism on display there. Clark's work ethic makes him lethal
on that offensive backboard.
Now here's Okafor. No points in the game yet for him. Drills it from outside.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And here is Allen. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off the screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Allen. Morant passes to Jackson. Great D that time from Favors.
Defense as tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And he comes up with the deuce. And that's now 10 points for Drew Holiday.
Well, you're kind of asking for it. Drew Holiday gets in that close. He's probably scoring.
Jackson in the corner. Over to the wing. To the inside. And the dunk by Jackson.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
Here's Morant following the score by New Orleans. One-on-one here. No one near him. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Favors. Now it's a 7-point Pelican lead. Now here's Morant. He's covered closely.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Grizzlies. Their last meeting was in New Orleans, where they were unable to fight off the Pelicans.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
Morant with it. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland. He gets it up. No good on the last second attempt there. Drew Holiday has... Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. What a game it's been for Drew Holiday. He had 14 points, 3 assists.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. An exceptional performance from Drew Holiday.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the center, filling out the middle. And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain, he can play.
And Lonzo will always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one. Starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
And that one's good. Ingram.
How about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Ball. And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Morant. Williamson with it. Jackson on him. Williamson kicks to Ingram. Dishes it the ball. Ingram passes the ball to the middle. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Grizzlies shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. So both teams changing it up here. Good on the second free throw. Pelicans leading by 11. Ingram attacking. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ingram's got 11 points.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Anderson outside. Back to Valanciunas. And he banks in the layup. Valanciunas has got his second basket of the night.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. New Orleans moving it around. Shot, high post. They grab their own miss. Now here's Williamson. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound in this one. Anderson. Memphis the rebound. The putback. It's good on the putback. Brooks has got it back down to within single digits for the Grizzlies.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Williamson. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision-making.
Now here's Winslow. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Out to the right wing. Back to Ingram. And slam dunk by Ingram.
How about the versatility of Ingram? Just remarkable at putting the ball in the hoop in really a variety of ways.
Winslow finds Anderson. Drills the three-pointer. Anderson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot. That's one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Down low. No one near Williamson as he lets it go. Ellie, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And a quick look now at how the Memphis Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs.
And for that game against the Thunder, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
Corky Dangs checked in for Memphis. Tyus Jones comes in for Clark. The Pelicans also changing it up. He's checked in for Williamson. Josh Hart comes in for Ingram. And it's Holiday in for Frank Jackson. New Orleans leading by 12. Holiday attacking. That shot misses. Nice D from Brooks. Jang dishes to Anderson, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. Lonzo Ball comes in for J.J. Redick.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Jones finds Anderson. And Okafor with the block. Holiday, he's got 18. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Outside, Jones. Brooks outside. Can't hit the foot there. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Pelicans on top, up by 15. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Anderson and Jackson inside. Then it's Morant, and it's Melton in at the 2-guard spot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Now here is Holiday. Here's Ball. They get it back. And, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Memphis making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. And here's Morant. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? They can get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size and with his stride than Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that people could not wrap their head around what it is he could do. Taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish at the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds from the block, not taking any steps and dunking it over the top and getting to the free throw line. Giannis running in transition as a big is a problem for the defense.
And all that on the offense, but on his defensive side, he was always doing the same kind of things defensively. Blocking shots, blocking out, whatever the case may be.
Yep, causing, just the simple fact of being a deterrent, Kevin, to people coming into the lane and using that length. Giannis Antetokounmpo is something special in that regard as a big.
Both ends of the floor, I totally agree. Here's Morant after Drew Holiday's score. Inside, here's Valanciunas. Doesn't go for him. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. The Grizzlies trail by 19. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
So Favors will bring it up for the Pelicans. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. And obviously some good players have taken less money for a chance at a winning championship situation. That's made some rich teams even better.
Well, you have to appreciate a player in that regard, thinking that the financial gains that he could have somewhere else and playing for a team that's not capable of doing what it is that you're trying to do, and that's win a championship, that they've decided, look, it's not about that for me. What it is about the experience of being around a team that elevates itself to being the best team in the league. And if you're fortunate enough at the highest level, Kevin, as a basketball player, to be around a championship, that experience sticks with you for a lifetime. So you do appreciate guys looking for those opportunities to be around a championship.
Melton drops in the layup for 2.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
And it's denied.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Now here's Jang at the top of the key. Clark back to Jang. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Jang's got his first basket.
There are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Williamson kicks to Hart. Williamson, the pass to Hart, banked in off the glass.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Now here's Jones. Anderson passes to Melton. Clark for 3. Good on the 3-point shot.
Man, if Clark ever hits that shot with consistency,
Watch out. That's a game changer.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball, following the score by New Orleans. Here's Jang, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for New Orleans.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Drew Holiday.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving you.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
The consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Now here's Favors. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And so it's Memphis with it. They trail by 16. Brooks with no one around. A three-pointer is right on target.
Like the pass from Clark there, showing he can be a piece of the puzzle.
Holiday against Brooks. Pass the ball. And it's Morant with the rebound. From 12 feet out. No good. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty